Right, so this last video is the optimization slash improvements that are needed for the Unit 21 for the M3 criteria. So again, there's a pro forma email that asks them to do three things. So the first thing to do is set up three shared folders. So these are off the virtual machine, but we can keep this virtual machine running. So in the C drive, as we've done all the other ones before, so we go into the C drive. Now there's a couple in here that we can get rid of, because these are from old practicals, so we can get rid of all of those. So we need to make a new one. One's called Top Game Shack Information, and then the other one is called Testers Logs. Tester Logs. Now this says these need to be accessed by all systems off the virtual for security and maps to each of the systems. So we've made the folders, but we need to now share them with the users that need access. So at the moment we're only using a user called test. So we go sharing, share. We're going to use the user called test and give them read write, share, done. Again, take your pictures of all this as we always have before. So we want to share this one as well with test. Now it may not work because I need to restart the test user, but we're going to give it a go and see if it will let me map them without having to restart and log off. So they're the two folders being made as requested, but then it asks us to map them onto the system. So this is our system at the moment, so we want to minimize the VM. So we'll go into the file explorer, we'll go into network, we'll go into the server. Now we can see the two folders that we just made, so hopefully I should be able to map them. So like we've always done, right hand click, map network drive, go finish. So yes, so I've done the Top Game Shack information, and I'm going to do the testing one. So then the students could take a picture going, oh look, I've mapped the two drives off the virtualization. That's that optimization done, because it does say in the criteria that we need to keep up to date with our information with the client. So it's important that we make those folders. Also, what it has suggested as another optimization is to password protect the virtual images. Now this virtual image we've been using doesn't have a password. You shut down, turn it on, and it just logs in. So like you do with every single other version of Windows 10, is you click it, go into settings, go into accounts. Now this is the administrator account. We need to go into sign in options, and we need to add a password. So we click add. Always do the PA55W0RD so no one forgets. Everything, go next, go finish. So now we set a password up on it, so when you look at it, it's now a passworded account. So if I was to say if I log out, so if I sign out quickly of that user in the VM, this is the virtual machine, and then I try logging in, it will ask you for a password. I have to put the password in that I've set, and now it's a secure VM. So it's now got a password on the system. Now it does say in that part, these need to be written down and secured in a shared folder called logins that can only be accessed via the administrator. Now, the students found this year that because of the stuff they've learned in Unit 7, they realised that this was a really, really stupid idea, writing them down. So the students justify why they didn't do that bit. Now, if your students want to do it, and they want to make a shared folder that's only access to the administrator, by all means. But the students did come through in a really sensible thing this year, saying, well, you're not really supposed to write passwords down. So it should be given to the users and not written on a shared location, at least giving it to each individual user. So that was quite a good, intelligent thing they came up with. Now, the last thing on the optimization is basically trying to get Halo to run better. So it says, could you increase the RAM and CPU on one of the virtual images to see if it improves the performance compared to the other systems? We need to get as much power as possible for our testers out of the server. So what we need to do, if you want to up the RAM and CPU, is we need to shut this VM down. So if I go start shutdown, as we do always. Now I should be, because I've shared the image, be able to adjust the image on the shared machine, which I'm on at the moment. So it shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to view it from here. If not, we'll jump onto the server and do it that way. If not, we'll let it finish shutting down. So once it's shut down, you have to go into Edit Virtual Machine Settings. Now in here, it gives you many options to change the RAM, the CPU, etc, etc. Now, I can have 64 gig maximum. Now that's basically the whole load of RAM off the server, so we don't really want that much. So what I would suggest is just kids knock it up to sort of 16 to 8 to 16. So if we set that one, so that's set to 16. And we go back in, shouldn't have pressed that. So we go back in. Now the CPUs, now the number of processors, I've only got one processor, so we're going to up it to 2 processors. And I want to have 8 cores per processor. So altogether I want to have 16 cores. So I'll leave that as it is. Now there is a video card one. Now you can only up the video card to 2 gig. Any more than that and it crashes. So we'll set it to 2 gig. Again, kids are taking pictures as they go along, as they do this. We go OK. Now that's reset it. So if we power up the virtual machine now, and we'll try playing Halo again, and see if it runs any smoother. It should start quicker, in theory, but we'll see if it makes a difference to Halo. So we'll log in. So we'll log in. And we'll get Halo going. Which it doesn't want to go. Get Halo running. So we'll skip them by pressing escape. So we'll go multiplayer, LAN, yeah that'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Now it's a bit quicker than it was before. Now the kids can adjust, say, the game settings. So we can change the video settings in here. But again, the students are going to basically say, well, you're never going to get the most out of the game if I'm turning everything off. So if we do that, and let the game reset itself a bit, and then go OK. And I try to keep playing. It's quicker, but it's still not brilliant. So it gives something for the kids to talk about. Okay, so that's all the optimizations. That's all the practical elements for that unit. Again, they've got to justify and annotate all the pictures and stuff as they go through. And that's basically it. Thank you very much.